Donald Trump is still out there playing the will he or won't he game about possibly running for president in 2024. And for the longest time, I had always assumed the main reason he's doing this is to keep the press interested. You know, make them go out there, ask the questions every time they see him. Are you running in 2024? What can we expect from you? And he's like, well, I don't know. He'll play cool. And the press is out there always, oh, but you gotta tell us. But recently the press has been like, you know what? We really don't care. We're moving on. There's other important things happening in the world that we need to cover. But recently, a report from Rolling Stone came out that kind of, be honest, explains that there is a far more sinister reason why Donald Trump is playing coy about his 2024 plans. It's not so much about the media attention, although I do think that plays a big role in it. But the main thing is, as it always is, about the money. See, right now, Donald Trump, through I think he has, two different political action committee, 2 different PACs. He's able to raise money from anyone and any amount to do anything he wants with it. But the second he declares, the second he says, I am running for president, then you got to report everything. See, the rules governing political action committees are very weird, to say the least. Here's what it is. If you're an active candidate running for office and you've declared and you've filed paperwork, you have to report every penny that comes in and every penny that goes out. And you have to justify it. And there's limits, obviously, on what some individuals or entities are able to give, what you're able to spend the money on. But if you're just some dude out there with a super PAC, as long as you're doing political stuff, you can raise as much money from anyone you want and do whatever the hell you want, which includes, for somebody like Donald Trump, putting it back into his own pocket by spending it at his own resorts, which, yes, folks, he is doing. So that's the big driving factor here. Because if he were to declare one way or another, yes, I'm running, boom, he has to report everything and adhere to strict rules. Stricter, they're not strict. And if he says, I'm not running, then you're going to have a lot of people saying, okay, well, I'm not going to give you money then. Why am I just going to give Donald Trump money to sit around and, well, what are you doing? You flying around the country doing rallies? I don't care. So he treads the fine line. Can't declare that he's not, because then he's not going to get the money. Can't say that he is, because then he has to adhere to some rules. So he's going to keep this up, I think. He really is just going to ride that line and be like, listen, maybe I am, maybe I'm not. Why don't you give me $20 a month and we'll find out later on? And it is what it is. He's using this money he's raising from his donors. He is going out there, he's doing his rallies, so he has to pay for that with that money. He's holding events, political events, sometimes at his resorts. So he has to pay that money, which of course goes back into his own pocket. He's got campaign staff there, or not necessarily campaign staff, but he's got PAC staffers. And of course, they've rented out space at Trump Tower in New York City. They're paying $5,000 a month, I think it is, for a kiosk in the lobby that's not even open. So yeah, Trump's loving this. The best thing for him financially would be to not run for president again and just constantly, whether it's the 2024 cycle or the 2028 cycle, hell, maybe even the 2032 cycle, keep your supporters on edge, because as long as they don't know what you're going to do, they're probably still going to be willing to send you those monthly checks.